Hello everyone. Let me begin by setting the context for everyone to listen, because no one has ever taught us since birth that in truth, we have never actually been born into this world at all. Who would have known that what we truly are is the life element itself, formless, empty, clear, and utterly pure. This body is merely a shell. It is not us. Thoughts, the voice that is speaking, mental images that appear, emotions that arise, whether happiness, suffering, calmness, or neutrality, memories, even the very knowing that is present right now, are all merely phenomena. They are not us either. It can be said that both the material element and the mental element are not us. Who would have known that what we truly are is the mind itself, the pure life element? From this day onward, as the teaching of awakening to the mind on the Panyavimutti channel is shared for everyone to hear, children, the elderly, people with disabilities, women, men, all genders, all ages, all castes, all statuses, all paths, all religions, all nations, everyone will begin to speak of only one thing, the mind, the nature that already exists within themselves. People will begin to truly turn back to learning about what is within. When one learns to turn inward, one no longer sends the mind outward, no longer speaks ill of others, no longer becomes angry, hateful, gossips, harms, or destroys one another, because one has seen one's own inner fabrications, has seen the voice speaking in the mind, the images appearing in the mind, the emotions of happiness, suffering, neutrality or calm, the memories, and the knowing that arises in the mind. When it is seen that all of these phenomena are not us, seen that they merely ripple, appear, and dissolve right here, right now, continuously, there arises a clear awakening that it is not us who are speaking, not us who are thinking. Awakening immediately rebounds inward on its own, asking, then where exactly is this me? When the mind accepts that there is no self at all within these phenomena, a vast openness arises instantly. After that, it is as though everything explodes and disintegrates completely, transforming entirely. The inner voice still exists as before, thinking still arises as before, mental images, emotions, knowing and memory still appear as before, yet all of it becomes worthless, without any meaning left to cling to, because it has been clearly seen that there is no self in any of these phenomena. We are not those fabrications at all. What remains is only the life element, empty, clear, and supremely pure, encompassing the entire universe, leaving only that purity itself. This kind of knowing, once directly realized, is known with the whole heart. Just like when we eat until we are full, we know for ourselves that we are full. Or when we sleep and wake up, we know for ourselves that we are awake. It is like this without anyone needing to tell us. Simply seeing that the layer of the body is a shell, not us. That the layer of substance, thoughts, images, emotions, and knowing is also not us. And when penetrating to the deepest layer, the seed layer, it becomes unmistakably clear on its own that the mind is what we truly are. We are the mind. Who would have known? This very kind of knowing is how I myself reversed the current and awakened until it became clear, until it exploded and shattered within. That is all there is to it. I will explain it to you like this. Imagine it. Gently follow along. Listen to my recordings often. Listen until my voice seems to resonate within the mind all the time, until that voice keeps reminding you continuously. And then you will awaken clearly that nothing at all is us, just as the fully awakened Buddha taught that the five aggregates are not self, that material form and mental phenomena are not self, meaning there is nothing that is us at all. The entire world, the entire universe, has nothing that is us or ours in any way. There is no true entity whatsoever. It is like dreaming while asleep. It is real within the dream, but when we wake up, it is not real. When we are immersed in the world of dreams, we believe it is real, don't we? This voice is conventional language. The language we are using to communicate is conventional language. Do you know that in truth, the voice speaking right now is merely a ripple of the mind? It ripples as a tool for the mind to see that it does not truly exist. You could call it a transmission from mind to mind. If you see that this voice has no real entity, that it is merely a neutral phenomenon, using this phenomenon to know that it is not us, then you will know that what you are relying on is not you. And then where is this self? It will rebound into clear knowing that you yourself are the pure element, empty, profoundly clear and luminous. It is as though we have no form at all, as though we are a clear, transparent element, and so we go and cling to this robotic body. Then, when it is realized that this robotic body is not us, the question arises, if that is so, then where exactly is the self? At that moment there is an explosion, boom, cleanly severed, completely cut off, and it is known that we are this clear, formless presence that encompasses the entire universe. Is this so? This is awakening. It knows in this way. If we do not cling to any phenomena, we would never know that those phenomena are not us. We rely on those phenomena only to know that they are not us, nothing more than that. Anyone who understands this kind of knowing will be freed from suffering. That is why I come to say that the body is not us. We do rely on the body, yes, but we rely on it in order to know that the body is not us. Who would have known that this body is not us? And this voice that is speaking right now, we rely on this voice to communicate with one another, don't we? Who would have known that this voice we use all the time is not our voice at all? It is merely a ripple of the mind, of our pure element. It is only a phenomenon of ours, a tool, but it is not us. It speaks in this way on its own. Who would have known that the mental images we think in the mind, the images appearing in the mind, are not our images either? Who would have known that emotions, whether pleasant emotions, painful emotions, calm emotions, or neutral emotions, these tools, these emotions, are not our emotions? They are merely phenomena, merely tools that we rely on so that we can know they are not us. Who would have known that memory, which we use to remember things, is simply a tool for remembering? But this remembering is not us. It functions on its own. We rely on it only to know that it is not us. Who would have known that the knowing that is happening now, the hearing of sound right now, knows on its own? Who would have known that this knowing knows by itself, that it is not us who know? Do you see it? It hears sound by itself. It smells by itself. It receives through its own 5 windows. Knowing occurs through the eye window, the ear window, the nose, the tongue, the body. It receives through its own windows. Who would have known that it knows by itself, not us? Do you understand? Who would have known that our true nature only becomes clearly evident when we see that all the phenomena we have been relying on are not our phenomena? When we stop relying on these phenomena through an awakened mind and wisdom, the phenomena still remain just the same. But when the mind has awakened wisdom, when we truly understand that it really does think on its own, this voice thinks in the mind, ripples up, and then expresses itself as spoken language. The voice that speaks in the mind all the time, which we assign value and meaning to and call thinking, speaks on its own. It thinks on its own. And yet, why do we cling to it? Who would have known? This kind of knowledge was never taught to us from birth. No one ever came to tell us that what we rely on is not us at all. Can you see that it is not us? It knows on its own. Emotions arise and then disappear on their own. Pleasant emotions arise and disappear on their own. The suffering that arose yesterday or earlier, where has it gone now? The happiness, the intense joy, the rapture that was present before, where has it gone? Do you see? It appears on its own. It dissolves on its own, right now, this very moment, continuously. This voice appears right now and disappears right now, continuously. Who would have known that these things have no entity, no form at all? This kind of knowing, when observed inwardly, observing these phenomena and understanding them in this way through the mind itself, through the wisdom that knows within, gives rise to awakening. It is then seen. What have we been deluded about? Everything is seen as merely something that is known, all of it just suchness, merely so. Even speaking is merely so. This is how it is when awakening occurs, when it bursts forth. Tears fall, we cry, and we see our own ignorance, asking again and again, why were we so foolish? Why were we so foolish? We relied on these things without ever knowing that they never truly existed, that they were never us. We created these things in order to learn that what we rely on, what we have constructed, is not us. When this is awakened to, that it is not us, there is no longer clinging to these things. When there is no clinging, there is no me going to gain or lose anything with any phenomenon. One is freed from this voice. Whether this voice speaks in positive or negative ways, it has nothing to do with us. Whether mental images lean toward the positive or the negative, it has nothing to do with us. Pleasant emotions arise, painful emotions arise, neutral emotions arise. It has nothing to do with us. Even memory, even this very knowing, functions on its own. It has nothing to do with us. There is nothing at all that is us or belongs to us. Who would have known that these things were never us from the very beginning? Who would have known that these fabrications, these phenomena, have no self, no owner at all? When this kind of knowledge sinks deeply into the mind until the mind accepts it, seeing that it knows on its own all the time, try observing this. We will then see why we were so foolish. On the day the truth is awakened to, it explodes and completely shatters. Freedom from suffering, freedom from the cycle of suffering, from the cycle of fabrication, is truly simple. It is not difficult at all. Just grasp the principle clearly, grasp the point clearly. I will first speak in terms of sentient beings. Sentient beings use logic, use thinking to fabricate. That is the nature of sentient beings. We rely on thinking, rely on logic to calculate that 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. This is the logic of sentient beings, using thought to calculate, designating this as 1, designating that as 2, and when these two things come together, they become 3. This is worldly logic, relying on thought to assign value and meaning to things. Do you know that when the mind is awakened, when the pure element of the mind is directly realized, it goes beyond this conventional world, beyond form and name, and returns to see that 1 + 1 has never been 2, and has never been anything at all. It can be designated as anything whatsoever. 1 + 1 can be a duck, can be a chicken. 1 + 2 can be 1. It can be defined in any way, according to the conventional world. All of this is possible. Whatever you want it to be, you can fabricate it. But in truth, it is nothing at all. It cannot truly be anything. One cannot truly be one. Addition cannot truly be addition. And whatever is added, it cannot truly be anything. All phenomena have never truly been anything at all. This is the liberated world. It has gone beyond the conventional world. In the nature of the mind itself, there is no convention at all, but in the nature of mental formations, the activities of mind, there is convention. We are stuck in the world of fabrication, which means we are stuck in the mental element, and from that arises the material element, and then we become deluded and cling to the belief that we are this material element. When it is said that this material element is not us, many of us cannot accept it. Some people practice in order to escape the material element, only to become stuck in the mental element instead, clinging to pleasant emotions, clinging to calmness, clinging to certain kinds of knowing. Do you know that all of these are fabrications? If someone were to say that what we are doing, what we are relying on, has never truly had any real existence, that it cannot be clung to, that it is not us and not ours, would we be able to accept that? When the mental element is seen clearly as not us, then where is this self? At that point it is known that we are the root element, the originating element of all things. It is like the skin of an avocado. The skin is not us, so we remove it. Then we encounter the flesh, and we understand ourselves to be the flesh. But the flesh of the avocado is not us either, so we remove it as well. We are the seed of the avocado. We are the originating element. Who would have known that a great tree already exists within the seed? It is not in the skin, and it is not in the flesh. The entire great tree is contained within the seed. The seed is protected by the flesh, and the flesh transmits information, transmits nourishment, enveloping and sustaining the seed. All information is conveyed to the seed through the flesh, which merely wraps and surrounds it. Then there is another layer, the skin, which wraps around the flesh. Why is that? Because the skin protects the flesh from harm, and the flesh protects the seed, so that the seed can gather and hold all information within itself. The seed is the core, the essence, the heart. Who would have known that this seed will transform into a great tree, providing abundant nourishment for countless beings? In the same way, who would have known that this body is merely a shell and not our body at all? Who would have known that the voice speaking right now, the one we rely on, is merely the flesh of the avocado? The mental images we think are merely flesh. Pleasant emotions, painful emotions, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, neutrality, calmness, these are merely flesh. Who would have known that memory and the knowing that is happening right now, the knowing of sound, the knowing of smell, the knowing of seeing, the knowing of taste, the knowing of touch, this entire knowing that is occurring within, all of these phenomena are merely the flesh of the avocado. Who would have known that none of this is us, that nothing of us remains in these things at all? When we truly see that these things are not us, when nothing of us is left there, then we encounter the avocado seed. We come to know the mind. Listen carefully. The mind of each of us is a life element that has no form at all, no characteristics. It is extremely clear, extremely pure, utterly unadulterated. It does not move. It does not go anywhere, and it does not come from anywhere. It does not arise, and it will never disintegrate. There is no merit and no demerit in it at all. Merit and demerit are merely phenomena that we fabricate. They are only the flesh of the avocado. Within this, there is no merit, no demerit, no good or bad, no right or wrong, no real or false, no happiness or suffering, no wholesome or unwholesome. None of it exists here at all. The mind does not want pleasant emotions. The mind does not want painful emotions. The mind is an element that has no fabrication at all, not even a speck of dust. Nothing can fabricate the mind in any way. That is why it is the originating element, utterly pure, supremely pure. The question then arises, if the mind is already a pure element, why does it come into being? The answer is that it has never come into being. It has never disintegrated. It remains pure just as it is. But the mind, this pure element, lacks only one thing, the factor of wisdom. It simply needs to learn what all phenomena are, and it needs to learn that it itself is the pure element. As long as it has not yet awakened to the truth that it is the pure element, the mind continues to create phenomena, to create tools in order to keep learning. Each time the mind, which is the originating element, creates an experience of knowing, it is like a bubble forming around the pure element, giving rise to a layer like flesh that wraps around the seed. Please understand this clearly. When the mind as the originating element wants to learn, why does it want to learn? Because it has no knowledge at all. There is no fabrication within it whatsoever. It simply abides as it is, pure as it is, luminous as it is, lacking only wisdom. One could even say that this pure element is an element of ignorance, in the sense that it is like a hard drive with no data, a completely pure hard drive, yet containing no information at all. This pure hard drive needs data in the form of wisdom. When the hard drive is filled with data completely, that is the end. There is a sudden bursting open. That hard drive then becomes a hard drive filled to the brim with knowledge, and it is finished. When the data is complete within the hard drive, that is completion. And that data must be useful data. The knowing that it itself is the hard drive, and that everything else which is not the hard drive is not itself at all. This kind of knowledge is precisely the knowledge that the hard drive will not need to learn anything beyond. The mind is the same. The mind ceases sending out currents to create fabricated phenomena only when it has awakened to the truth that it is the pure element and no longer needs to learn anything further. Now let me speak in terms of us. The mind is us. From here on, I will speak as we. We will cease being born only when we awaken to the truth that we have no body, that we are the life element with absolutely no fabrication, not even the slightest trace. We are the life element that has no form at all, an empty element, extremely clear, extremely pure, utterly unadulterated. Within this, there is no suffering whatsoever. There is no rippling at all. It is an element that is awake, joyful, radiant, clear, and bright. A life that is profoundly luminous, free from language. I am speaking in this way only to make it understandable to human beings through language. In truth, it merges seamlessly as one with the entire universal element. What I am speaking right now, there is no feeling at all that I am speaking, and there is also no feeling that there is a me existing in this world. It does not cling to this voice. Do you understand? Right now, there is awareness of this voice, yes, but it does not cling even to this act of knowing. It has nothing to do with the mental element at all. And as for the material element, there is no need even to mention it. The mind creates the mental element to wrap around itself. That is, we create fabricated phenomena to cover ourselves. And because of this, we cannot understand our own pure element. Right now, we create the knowing to wrap around ourselves. We create this voice, which is thinking. We think all the time, almost to the point of neurosis, yet we do not know that we are clinging to the rippling phenomenon called thought. We do not know at all, even though this phenomenon is present all the time. The knowing that is happening, the rippling that appears as thought, the rippling that appears as images. Try imagining an elephant, the rippling that appears as images in the mind, the rippling that appears as liking and disliking, which we call emotion, rippling as liking, disliking, pleasant emotion, painful emotion, neutral emotion, calm emotion. All of these rippling phenomena are the mental element. We rely on these phenomena to cover our own pure element, simply because we do not know that we are emptiness, clear and pure. We rely on thought. Do you know that thoughts are merely a tool? Do you know that it is merely the mental element, and that this mental element is not self? Do you know that the thought we rely on, the thought we use to say, this is a lime tree, that thing itself is not a lime tree. It does not speak. It is this thought that speaks. This thought says, this is a phone. Look at the object. Does it speak? It is the voice in the mind that speaks. The voice that we rely on all the time, that thinks in the mind all the time, that speaks in the mind continuously. Right now, this very moment, we rely on it constantly. Do you see that it is not us who are speaking? And this is not truly a voice either. It is merely a rippling phenomenon performing its function. It has no form, no appearance, no entity whatsoever. Who says this voice has an entity? Try shaping it into a lump and bring it to me. Who can mold this voice into a lump and show it to me? You cannot, can you? That is because this voice has no form and no entity at all. A wise person with understanding hears just this much, and tears fall. There is a sudden bursting open, and an exclamation arises. How could we have been so foolish? Who would have known that we rely on what is not us, not ours? Does this accord with the Buddha's teaching? This body, this thinking, these mental images, these emotions, this knowing, this memory, are they not us and not ours? Is that correct? Who would have known that we are relying on what is not us and not ours? To rely on what is not us means that we do not know at all what we truly are. Let me speak about this point a little more. We come to rely on this body, and then we believe that we are human, right? We believe that we are human. The awakened one said that this body is not our body and that it has no self. Then why do we still believe that it is our body? That means we still do not know. Not knowing. Ignorance is not knowing, right? This not knowing is with us all the time. Can you see it? The mind, or we ourselves, are the element of not knowing, the element of ignorance, like an empty hard drive that needs knowledge as data. We will cease being born only when we awaken to the truth that everything is not us, when we awaken to the truth that we already are the pure element. Once we know in this way, what would there be to be born into? Why would there be birth at all? Because it already knows. Just like a hard drive that already has the data it needs. Do you understand? When the data it requires has been fully written into the hard drive, that hard drive no longer needs to record anything more. What would it go on to learn, since it already knows? It is like wanting to learn about the universe. Once all the information about the universe has been obtained, it stops. Learning stops. There is nothing more to learn. Everything is already known. Can you picture that? That is it. We will cease being born only when we awaken to the truth that we are the mind, that we are the life element, empty, clear, and pure, an immortal element, the originating element of all things. Do you know that within this pure element, within this mind, there is no time at all? There is no distance either. There is no going and no coming. It does not arise, and it does not disintegrate. It is an element that is utterly pure, profoundly pure. Now let us speak from another angle, from the perspective of sentient beings, the way most beings live. We believe that we are human. So what happens when this body is about to die? What do we do then? It is about to stop breathing. It has terminal cancer. It may live for no more than half a day. What do? We suffer. We are dying. Our body is about to die. What do? We cry. We suffer deeply. We suffer because the body is about to die. It has very little time left, only a few minutes more, and it will die. What do? We suffer. I'm telling you, we suffer, because we believe it is our body. It is our body. When we begin to age, we suffer. When illness begins, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, gout, chronic liver disease, hepatitis B, severe bloodstream infections, whatever serious illness it may be, when we know that we have an incurable disease, how is it? Do we suffer? We suffer greatly. Why? Because we believe it is our body, right? Do you see it? So how do we come to see that it is not us? We think we must practice in order to see that it is not us. Let me say this again. It was never our body from the very beginning. And when we see the truth that it was never our body from the very beginning, it is finished. This kind of knowing, this is wisdom. The moment it is known, clearly and directly, that it is not our body, it settles completely. It is finished. There is nothing left to suffer over. It is not our body, so why would we suffer? But then a question arises. If this is not our body, then where exactly is this self? We believe that there is a me inside this body, right? So what is our true self, really? If this body is not our body, then what is our true self? Asking in this way, I say this is not our body, so what is our true self? If this body were to die right now, there is a certain nature that goes and attaches itself to a new body, and then it begins again, learning again, living again, right? And when that body is about to die, there is suffering again. When that body dies, what happens? That same nature goes and attaches itself to a new vessel. In simple terms, we change bodies again and again. This body dies, we go find a new body. That body dies, we go find another new body. This shows that nature is still learning, right? This is called the spirit, not the true mind itself, but a phenomenon that has a knowing aspect that wraps around the mind. This knowing phenomenon is what still wants to learn. It is called the spirit. One could imagine it as something round, like a bubble. It seeps into a new body, then begins to separate and expand, and then that body dies for whatever reason. Each time we obtain a new body, what happens? We must begin learning again, right? And then we go on eating and living, right? Mostly as animals, don't worry about that. Mostly animals. 99.999% of the time. The chance of being human is extremely small, I tell you. Very difficult. Our spirit drifts along in search of a new body, right? The true mind itself is not anything at all, but the spirit, meaning the knowing phenomenon that wraps around the mind, is like a bubble enclosing a clear, empty space. That is it. We are that clear emptiness inside. But this bubble is the knowing phenomenon, or consciousness, the knower, the spirit. When something makes contact with the surface of the bubble, bang, it registers, and effects arise, rippling into sound, images, emotions, and memories. Do you understand? Then it drifts off to find a new body. Why does it go looking for a new body? Because the spirit has not yet known. And when will we know? Not knowing is called ignorance, right? It is precisely because of not knowing that we come to rely on a vessel in order to learn. We rely on knowing phenomena, rely on this voice to communicate, rely on mental images to communicate, rely on emotions to communicate, rely on memory to communicate, rely on all these tools, and we also rely on the body. We rely on these things in order to learn, right? Who understands this part? There is a certain nature that creates these phenomena and then attaches to a bodily vessel. The phenomena we rely on are created as tools. There is a nature that is the source, the origin. This nature is extremely pure, extremely pristine. It cannot know or learn anything by itself. It must create tools in order to learn, and it must attach to a bodily vessel in order to learn fully and completely. and it is only the human body that allows learning to be complete. The chance of being human is extremely rare because countless minds are all competing to become human, yet they do not succeed. Most end up as animals. Each time a new body is obtained, there is struggle, killing, anger, hatred, eating one another, destroying one another again and again. Beings are born in pairs, eating one another, destroying one another, harming one another, harboring anger, hatred, vengeance, becoming each other's creditors and debtors endlessly. It is a mass of energy that we become entangled in with one another. When another being eats us, we become angry, we hate them, generating a powerful negative energy directed toward retaliation. When we eat another being, that being generates the same kind of energy toward us. In the end, we are born into a relationship with one another, sometimes as father, sometimes as mother. In truth, everybody has a mind dwelling within it. In truth, our Father has a mind residing there, one that has been connected with us before. Our mother is likewise a mind dwelling in that body, a mind that has been connected with us in a previous time. Children, descendants, relatives, uncles, aunts, all beings, all people, each is a mind. There are minds everywhere. All come to rely on a vessel in order to awaken to the truth that they are the pure element in order to learn. But once relying on a vessel, there is struggle to find food to sustain the body, becoming slaves to the body. Yet no one ever comes to tell us, to teach us that we are the originating element. And so we must wait for a great being, a wise one, to point it out and tell us. Only then can we know. We believe that we are human. We believe that we are the skin of the avocado. Peel off the skin, and then we come to believe that we are the flesh of the avocado again. Remove the flesh, and only then do we know that we are the seed. That is the originating element. In the same way, we rely on this body even though we know it must eventually disintegrate and die, yet we cannot accept this. We are merely relying on it. We certainly have no form of our own, which is why we rely on a body in order to have form, right? We rely on form, so by what kind of knowing do we come to see that this body is not our body? Understand this clearly. If this body were to die right now, the mind would go in search of a new body. That is, we would go in search of a new body. We do not actually know that this is a body. We do not know whether it is a human body, an animal body, or what kind of body it is at all. We do not know. When this body dies, even if it is preserved in cold storage, the moment it dies, our mind goes to find a new body. And we will then cling to the belief that we are that new being. Suppose we become a water creature, a land animal, a bird, a being in the air, in space. We immediately believe that we are that being. And have we forgotten that we were this body? Yes, forgotten. We do not know that this was our body. We have never known. I am telling you, we cannot know, remember, or cling to the belief that we are this body. Why? Because we are the clear, pure element. The pure element does not need a body. It merely puts on clothing and then discards it. It puts on a body and then discards it in order to gain knowledge. If knowledge is not yet gained, it will continue to search for a new body. We are this kind of element, an element that exists according to its own natural way. It has never clung to the idea that it is human. When it obtains the body of a frog, it then believes it is a frog. It forgets that it was once human. It has no interest at all in what a human is. Sometimes it even hates humans, I tell you. On the day we are born as a frog, we will hate humans intensely, even though we ourselves were once human. Can you picture that? Suppose right now we are human and we intensely hate snakes. We really hate snakes. We really hate millipedes. Did you know that last time we ourselves were snakes? Last time we ourselves were millipedes. This is an analogy. We truly do not know what this body actually is. There is only not knowing, nothing else. Because within our pure element there is this not knowing, we must seek knowledge. We change bodies in order to seek knowledge, wanting only awakening to what we truly are. Just this, nothing more. Sometimes we are women, sometimes we are men. Sometimes we are male animals, sometimes female animals. We have had countless fathers and mothers, millions. We have had millions upon millions of children. In truth, it is infinite, beyond counting. Our fathers, our mothers, our children, our relatives, we have changed parents, children, and relatives countless times, and very often. We cannot remember who our true parents really are. Parents are not defined by form. Parents are conventions that we fabricate, assigning value and meaning to a particular form at that time, and then we forget, move on, find new parents, cling again, and forget again. It is always like this. Our true parents are our own mind. This is our true mother and father. Truly speaking, I myself am the mind. The Dhamma is the mind. Even the Sangha is the mind of each of us. The Dhamma already exists within the mind. Our triple refuge, our true refuge, is our own mind. Yet we have never relied on the mind. We have never known the mind. Instead, we go searching for refuge outside, taking earth as refuge, worshipping termite mounds, taking trees as refuge, and shaping them into shrines, taking cement and stone to mold into deities, and bowing down in worship, venerating mountains, venerating the sky, venerating spacecraft. We seek refuge outside everywhere. We take only external things as our refuge. We have never known that our true refuge is the mind itself. It is like an avocado that believes it is the skin, believes it is the flesh, without ever knowing that what truly makes it an avocado is the seed. It is the seed that grows into a great tree and becomes nourishment for living beings. Who would have known, right? In the same way, we believe that we are human. Then a wise one comes and tells us that we are not human. And we respond, oh, then we are this thinking that is speaking. We are truly thinking. We are truly speaking. These mental images, we are really imagining them. This is happiness. We are really happy. This is suffering. We are really suffering. We are truly joyful, fulfilled, satisfied. We are truly calm. We are truly knowing. We are truly remembering. Do you know that none of this is us? And then we ask, so where exactly is this self? If the voice that is speaking is not us, then where is this me? We are the mind. That is why I say this voice is the mental element. Is that correct? Is there anyone here who does not understand this? This body is the material element, right? It is form. To make it clearer, think of us as a flashlight. At night, we use its light. The light that shines out from the flashlight is the activity of the flashlight, right? It is a nama element. It has no form. It cannot be grasped. You cannot reach out and grab the light with your hand, can you? Yet it has this function. This is called the mental element. When that light shines on something, whatever it touches, that thing is called form, right? That is the material element. Wherever we shine it, we encounter form, we encounter images. An image appears because the light makes contact. That is called the material element. Call it form, or call it whatever you like. Simply understand that it is something that is known. It is an object of knowing, right? And what about this light? This light is the mental element. It is an activity, an energy. Call it energy, call it the mental element, call it a phenomenon, call it whatever you like, but it has no form, right? Yet it gives illumination, doesn't it? And who would have known that all objects of knowing, all forms, can be known only because there is a mental element that knows them? Does form arise from name or not? Everything we see can be seen only because this light shines upon it, right? So then ask further, where does this light come from? If we say that the forms we see are us, when we shine the light and see a lime tree and say, "Ah, this is a lime tree, this is me, I am the lime tree," are we really the lime tree? We shine the light and see a deer. "Ah, I am the deer," is that so? We shine the light on a person, "I am the person." Is that true? Whatever the flashlight shines upon, whatever is known, are we that thing? It is not us, right? And now we draw back inward. This understanding, this knowing, is exactly what the mind seeks. The mind seeks knowledge. The mind does not seek anything else. We have changed bodies countless times. We do not want a body. We do not want anything at all. We simply do not know what we are. We can become any kind of body whatsoever. But only one thing is needed: awakening to what we truly are. This is the knowledge we seek, because if this body dies, we must go in search of a new body in order to find this knowledge. As long as this knowledge has not yet been found, we will continue to seek new bodies endlessly from the first era when the first star came into existence until the present moment. It has been unimaginably long. We have changed bodies beyond counting, truly infinite. Our bones would be higher than mountains, yet still we have not found the answer to what we are truly seeking. The knowledge we need has still not been found. Now let us return to this point. All the things that the flashlight shines upon, those are objects of knowing, right? They are called the material element, correct? Those things are definitely not us. Do you understand this point? If we shine the light onto a human body and then say, "I am this human body," would that be called distortion? Would it be called delusion? Would it be called severe confusion? We might as well say it is extreme ignorance, right? Would you say that is ignorance? It is ignorance. Shine the light onto a cat and say, "Oh, I am the cat. That cat is me," like this. Shine the light onto a tree and say, "This is me. I am this tree. This is a mango tree, so I am a mango tree." Is that how it is? All of these are form. They appear because there is nama shining upon them. This is called a phenomenon, a natural activity. And this natural activity that shines, does it have an owner? Does anyone own this light? Does the light of a flashlight have an owner? Yet we believe that this light is us. At first we thought that all the forms we shone upon were us. Then, as we become a little wiser, as we begin to turn the current inward, we see that those forms are definitely not us. They can be known only because there is something that goes to know them. And that which goes to know them is this light, this natural activity that knows things. And then we say, this activity is me. Do you think the light of a flashlight is us? If we believe that the flashlight's light is us, then it is finished. We are ignorant in the same way again. At first we thought form was us. Now we encounter name and think name is us. Do you understand this? That is why I keep saying that the voice speaking is not our voice. The mental images that arise are not our images. Pleasant emotion, painful emotion, neutral emotion, liking, disliking, the emotions we play with, even calmness, these are not our emotions. Memory, the knowing that is happening right now, the hearing of sound, it is not us. It knows on its own. This entire natural process works on its own, just like the light of a flashlight doing its job. Does the flashlight light have an owner? No. If we can understand this, then let us turn back inward and ask, where does this flashlight light actually come from? In the same way, all the forms we are able to see arise and appear only because there is light shining on them. That is why they are seen, right? because there is light. This is called nama. Form can be known because nama goes to know it. Nama has no form, but it is an activity because this light goes to know. Knowing happens. So then, where does this light come from? Where does this mental element come from? It is definitely not us. Or would anyone say that this flashlight light is us, that we are the light? Or are we the things that are known, the things the light shines upon? If we can see that whatever the light touches is merely form, and that the light which knows is merely nama, just a mental element, a kind of energy, a kind of activity, then the real question becomes, where does this activity, this mental element, actually come from? We can only know what we truly are when we see clearly that this activity is not us, just as we see clearly that the forms we shine upon are not us. Shine the light onto a lime tree. The lime tree is not us. Shine it onto a person. The person is not us. Shine it onto a cat. The cat is not us. Wherever we shine, earth, sky, air, it is not us at all. This means that all external things are not our refuge, and they are not us either. They are not our place of refuge, right? The real point is this: where does the light that shines come from? Now we begin to turn inward. Is this light us? At first we believe that this light must be us because it allows us to see everything, right? But look carefully. This light is not us. Who here understands this? The light is definitely not us. It is merely a tool, merely one kind of activity, merely the mental element, merely a kind of energy that performs the function of knowing things. Now let us help everyone understand one step further. Light must have a source. So where does it arise from? In the same way, knowing that is happening right now knows by itself, doesn't it? And where does it arise from? This knowing, the voice that is thinking in the mind, where does it come from? Where do mental images arise from? Pleasant emotion, painful emotion, neutral emotion. These emotions are merely ripples, nothing more. Where do they come from? Memory, this knowing, where do they arise from? If we observe inwardly, we will see that all of these phenomena ripple up from emptiness and then dissolve back into the emptiness of the mind. If we simply see clearly that this light is definitely not our light, if we understand that the flashlight's light is not us, then we will discover that we ourselves are the flashlight. We are a nature that is neither the light nor the images that are known. We are a nature that is neither the mental element nor the material element. We are the root element, the originating element. The flashlight is the source that creates the activity called light, and this light performs the function of illuminating images, illuminating all forms. Therefore, both form and name are not us. We are the originating nature, the flashlight itself. Do you understand this point? In the same way, the seed of a fruit creates flesh to wrap around itself in order to transmit and store all information within the seed. The flesh is the delicate, vulnerable part that envelops the seed, and this delicate flesh is further wrapped by a hard skin to protect it. All of this is called a fruit. But what is the true core of the fruit? It is not the skin, and it is not the flesh. It is the seed. Therefore, the skin and the flesh are not us, not ours, and should not be clung to as self. The seed alone, this is our true nature, the originating element of who we are. Likewise, we are the mind. We are the life element that is empty, clear, and pure. Yet this mind is ignorant. Because it lacks wisdom, it comes to believe that it is human. It creates the phenomenon of knowing and then believes that it is the one who knows. It ripples into sound and believes that it is thinking right now, speaking right now. It ripples into mental images and believes that it is imagining. It ripples into emotion and believes that it is experiencing liking, disliking, happiness, suffering, neutrality. It ripples into memory and believes that it is remembering. All of these phenomena are not the mind. They are not us. Do you understand? The knowing that is present knows by itself. It is not us who know. This is why the awakened one taught that this body and this mind form and nama are not self and not ours. I have awakened to the truth that I am the pure element that is the mind, a living nature with no form, empty, profoundly clear and pure. Within this there is no movement at all. It is a clarity that encompasses the entire universe. There is no movement here. It cannot move. There is no going and no coming. It is everything. If we think of the sun appears instantly. We do not need to travel to the sun, and it does not take time. We might say, the moment we think of it, it appears immediately. We may think the mind is extremely fast, faster than light, but the mind is not fast at all. The mind does not go anywhere. The mind is everything. Rather, everything abides within the mind. The universe abides within the mind. Every star, every sun, all black holes, all energies abide within this clear, empty expanse. Everything abides within us, within this vast, clear emptiness. After I awakened inwardly, I began to see thoughts thinking in the mind, watching them continuously until they began to spin automatically, until it was clearly seen that thoughts are not me, and that this knowing itself is also not me. Then it exploded, shattered completely, like a bomb thrown straight into the middle of the chest, detonating and breaking everything apart. There was an immense knowing, accompanied by tears flowing, crying, realizing how foolish we had been. This point is important. Anyone who has truly awakened knows immediately that there is no birth. How could there be birth when there is nothing at all? There is no self whatsoever. Even while speaking, there is no self. It has been like this for more than 10 years now, continuously. There is no longer any sense of being human. It is not anything anymore, and it does not matter what it is. This nature is not anything at all. This nature has no fabrication whatsoever. It has no sound, no image, no emotion, no knowing phenomenon, no memory. It does not rely on the material element and does not rely on the mental element. It is the originating element, the avocado seed. There is no avocado flesh here, and there is no skin here either. It is a distinct nature of extreme subtlety, completely unrelated to the flesh and completely unrelated to the skin. The skin is very coarse, the flesh is more refined, but the most refined of all, the true core, is the seed. This is the most subtle. Who would have known that a great tree is condensed into its most refined state as a seed? Our mind is the most refined part. It is the originating element that gives rise to the mental element and the material element. Do not cling to this body under any circumstances. Do not cling to emotions under any circumstances. Whether pleasant emotions arise or not, let them be. Whether this body remains for a while longer, ages, becomes ill, or disintegrates at any time, let it be. The point is that we have the opportunity to rely on this vessel now. Quickly come to understand the mind. Quickly bring awakening to the mind. We have the mind as the originating element. Realize the mind swiftly, decisively. Listen to my recordings often, many times, until my voice resonates within the mind. Then something extraordinary will happen. Whatever we are doing, there will be a voice reminding us continuously, knowing that you are thinking. Once it is known, let it be. Knowing it in time, let it be. It has already passed. Not knowing it in time, it has already passed. Knowing it in time, it passes. There is no need to want to know, because the knowing phenomenon has no owner at all. Simply notice that it knows by itself. That kind of inner reminder, that tone of awareness, those doubts themselves are just thinking. Suppose we think like this: is it really true? Is it right? That kind of thought. Do you see that thought? Do you see that doubt? If we see the voice that is speaking and recognize, oh, this is what thinking is, yes, we are relying on it. Is this really it? That kind of voice. Or sometimes suddenly, oh, I understand now. Do you see that voice? It speaks and says, oh, I understand. Do you see the voice speaking? There is no one who understands, yet there is a condition called understanding. And when that happens, tears flow. There is lightness, openness, and a deep tenderness, until there is no remaining sense of being human at all. It is as though this world, this universe, explodes and shatters completely. It is like erasing the body. Imagine erasing the body. What remains? Thoughts. Erase the thoughts. Erase the voice. What remains? Mental images. Erase those. What remains? Emotions. Liking, disliking, calmness. Erase them all. What remains? Memory. Erase that completely. What remains? Knowing. Erase knowing, and then there is nothing left to erase. What remains is only clear, empty purity. There is nothing left to remove. No matter how you try to erase it, it cannot be erased. If you erase emptiness, what remains is purity itself. There is only this. This is the nature of awakening. But do not try to practice not thinking, not imagining, having no emotions, not knowing. No, that is not it. It is not about escaping anything. I am speaking right now, continuously, and it is completely unrelated to this voice. It does not cling to this voice at all. It exists in an entirely different dimension. Our mind is the originating element, a zero element with no dimension at all. This voice belongs to the dimension of sound, the dimension of images, the dimension of emotions, the dimension of knowing, the dimension of memory. These dimensions are subtle, and they go on to construct what is called three-dimensional space, the dimension of the body. You can call these layers the mental element and the material element, or call them realms of existence, or the three worlds. Use any language you like. In modern language, perhaps people would call them dimensions. Science calls things of different dimensions as well, doesn't it? In Buddhism, they are called realms of existence. Science speaks of three dimensions: bodies, forms, physical matter, calling them three-dimensional space. But there are even subtler dimensions than this: the dimension of spirit, the dimension of sound, images, emotions, memory, and knowing. These are extremely subtle dimensions, and they are the mental element. And where do all of these dimensions arise from? Where do all dimensions abide? Where do the three-dimensional physical elements abide? They abide in emptiness. Air abides in emptiness, doesn't it? Darkness and light abide in emptiness as well. All dimensions abide in emptiness. Within emptiness, that is the originating element, profoundly clear and utterly pure. Imagine this clear, empty expanse. Darkness passes through this emptiness, and we say that everything is dark, right? Yet the emptiness itself is not darkness. It simply merges with everything. It is an element that permeates and blends with all things. Then, when the darkness disappears and light passes through this emptiness, everything becomes bright. But this emptiness itself is not light either. It simply merges with the light. You may call it clarity, you may call it emptiness. If imagining emptiness is difficult, call it clarity, a clear mass. This clear presence allows everything to pass through it. It merges with everything, yet it remains clear, just as it is. Can you understand this point? In the same way, the pure element of our mind can pass through walls. If there is a wall standing there, our mind, this pure element, passes through it entirely. Nothing can obstruct this pure element at all. When wisdom awakens and we realize that we are this pure element, then everything is known, truly known. When this knowledge arose for me, it was the knowing that there is no birth, the knowing that there is no me. Truly, we have never been born. There has never been a me born. There has never been a me that was anything at all. There has only been the creation of phenomena, and the use of those phenomena as tools for learning, nothing more, so that it may be seen that the phenomena that are created have never truly existed. I rely on this voice to tell you that this voice does not truly exist. That is all. I rely on this body to tell you that this body is not our body. I rely on this voice to say that this voice is not us, that these mental images are not our mental images, that these emotions are not our emotions, that this knowing is not us, that this memory is not us. I rely on these tools in order to awaken to the truth of these tools, that they have no entity, no owner, that they are not us and not ours. When the tools are seen as valueless, only the purity of the mind remains. That is all. Do you understand? There is nothing more to it. It is just this, simple. So if anyone understands this point and awakens to their own purity right now, congratulations. Remember this, do not try to practice anything. Do not try to sit. Do not try to walk. This has nothing to do with the material element, nothing to do with the body. No matter how much we use the body to practice, it is irrelevant. The Dhamma is already present in the mind. There is only awakening. Simply rely on the knowing phenomenon to see that knowing knows by itself. Can you see that right now it hears sound by itself? Just observe this. Observe that it knows by itself. Then where is me? Let the mind answer. With that, I will end here.